Oi, meu nome é Amanda, eu sou do Brasil e eu faço faculdade nos Estados Unidos.
Okay, Amanda, where are you originally from?
So I'm from Sao Paulo, Brazil. São Paulo is one of the biggest cities in the world. I would compare like to New York, so that's like one of the closest place that people can imagine. So like lots of skyscrapers, like buildings, traffic, like people everywhere. A really busy city.
So tell me about your family.
So I grew up with my parents and my brother. He's 2 years younger than me. And I also still have all my four grandparents, my great grandma. So we would always like spend time with family, like during Christmas and all the other breaks.
And do you have official language in Brazil?
Yes, the official language is Portuguese.
And no other language?
No, that's it. That's the only thing you're gonna hear people speaking there.
And English? If I went to Brazil as an English-speaking person, would I survive there?
I think so. I'm not really sure like how it would be like in restaurants. I know like really big and fancy restaurants, they speak English. But other than that, like if you go to the grocery store, like I don't know if the cashier is gonna be able to speak English with you. The setting, like in where I came from, like most of my friends speak English, so.
Okay. And what is a typical meal in Brazil?
A typical meal in Brazil, it's called feijoada, and it's like beans and pork stew, and it's really good. And we eat like with rice, and yeah, that's it.
Okay, so 100% you recommend it.
Oh yeah, for sure. I love it.
Okay. And what is your favorite American restaurant or food?
So American food, it's not my favorite, I need to say that. But I would probably say like Roadhouse, because I really like steaks, so it would be something like that.
So something chic and high class.
Yeah, I don't consider like steaks like chic or anything like that, because in Brazil we eat a lot of steaks. Like Brazil is known for its barbecue, like places like here, Texas de Brazil, like that's a Brazilian steakhouse. So for me it's like common.
Okay. And how long have you been living in the United States?
So the first time I ever came to the US was in 2013. I just went to Disney World to visit. Then I went to New York in 2017. And I came to the US to live for the first time in 2019. That was like the first time that I stayed for a whole year. And after that I came back to go to college in 2020. And I was here for another year. So then I've been living here 2 years.
Okay, so whenever you came here for 1 year, that was as an exchange student, right?
Yes, the first time.
And what does that mean to be an exchange student?
So an exchange student, when you just come like to study, you can come to study for like a month, 6 months, like, or a year. That's what I did. And you have like a more experience of like how is it living in that country and like how is it, how things work.
And so you went back after that 1 year and you came back. Why did you decide, okay, I want to come back for college?
So the experience I had in my exchange year was like amazing. Like I loved every time of it. Like it wasn't a hard experience for me. And after that I was like, well, I might want to live, like stay there more, and like going to college was an option for me, like to be there more and be here more.
And what was the process to come back here, or even to come here the first time? How does that work?
So for an exchange program, you need to apply for it, and you don't pick like where you're going. So the host families, they pick like you. So that's how they decide like where you're gonna live. But it wasn't a hard process. Like after I got my host family, I just had to go like get my visa and things like that done. I already had a passport, so it wasn't really hard. And then to come back to college, I applied while I was still in high school, so it would be faster. But then with COVID, things slowed down and I had to wait another year to come back.
Are you happy to be back?
Yes.
And how old were you when you first left Brazil to come here?
So I was 17 when I first left.
And how difficult is it mentally, and emotionally to leave your parents at 17 and just go to a different country? Do you know what I mean?
So I was always like that kid that would go everywhere. Like, do you want to go over there to the other street? I'm like, yes, I'm going. Like, I didn't like staying at home and I was just going and going. So for me, it wasn't like very hard to leave my family. But what was hard for me was like having to do everything for myself. So I had like to do my own laundry. And growing up, I either had like, we always had a maid or my mom would do it. So it was like, wait, now I need to do this for myself? And I think you get more responsible, like, because you need to do things for yourself.
Yeah, totally. And did you have any fears or anxieties before coming to the United States?
Yes. So the first time when I was coming, on my second flight, I was like, what am I doing? Like, why did I decide to do this? Like, I'm crazy. Like, I had a great life at home. Like, why am I doing this? Because I think we're like, we have fear of the unknown, like, in what's to come. You don't know, like, what to expect. But once I got here, I was like, okay, like, I like this. Like, there's nothing to worry about. So that fear just went away.
And how different is, you're in college now, right? How difficult is the education system from back home in Brazil?
So in Brazil, we have like way more classes, we learn way more. So here, I think it's way easier. Like the experience I had in high school here was like super easy. Like I didn't have to study. It was like I had seen all of that before. And over there, we had like probably like 18 classes or something like that. Like we would have all science every year. So it was like, here it's way laid back. Like you don't have to do much. You just need to make the effort to be able to like pass your class and be there.
And what do you miss the most about Brazil?
So for me, what I miss the most, it's my family and friends. And also the food from home, because it's way better. But I feel like just being able to FaceTime them all the time, like that makes it way easier.
So that helps being able to talk to them,
Yeah.
communicate with
Like
them.
just talk to them and like if you're having any fears or like if you're sad or anything like that, like just tell them. Like they're gonna be able to help you and they're gonna be there for you.
Okay. And would you recommend your friends to come study in the United
Definitely.
States?
I feel like any experience you can have, like just going abroad for like a month or if even traveling, like you have an experience. I feel like you need to do it, like go for it.
Okay. And what is your best American experience so far?
So I had a lot of great experience here, but what I would say like was the best one was the first time I ever saw snow because in Brazil we don't get snow. So that was like, this is amazing. Like it was awesome. I felt like a little kid playing the snow.
So you were doing like snowballs and stuff, snow fights?
So the snow here wasn't really sticking together and I was home alone because I had COVID. So it was like, I was trying to enjoy the most and like see how pretty it was. Like, I just love it.
So you were like just in awe of the snow, literally.
Yeah,
Okay, Amanda, thank you for doing this.
of course.